All right, hello class. This is Mr. Prohusky speaking. Hope you're having a good day so far. So I'm not there today, and I'm on a field trip. So, like we hopefully talked about on Tuesday. So this is the lesson. So after we finish the lesson, you'll have some time to work on the homework, and then I might have a extra credit thing for you to work on. I'm not decided yet if I'm going to do that, but if I do, that'd be a good thing to work on after you're done with your homework. Okay. Hopefully, it's not too hard of a lesson. And yeah, let's get into it. So let's read the name of the lesson as a group. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Coordinates and scatter plots. Essential question 1, 2, 3. What is the coordinate plane? What are the quadrants of the coordinate plane? How do we graph points in the coordinate plane? All right, sounds good. I know you guys all read that at the top of your voice like you're supposed to, so that's pretty awesome. Thank you for doing that. All right, we have a warm up. Go ahead and do the warm up. You're not gonna graph these points. You're actually gonna label which coordinates correspond to what point. So if you think A is -7, 0, you're gonna put A right there. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and do that. Okay, so let's see here. So what I had for -1 was E, and then 0, 0 was what, class? Yep, should be D. And what about -7, 0? Was it A or C? Hopefully you said A, because is the first number left or right or up or down? Yep, this first number right here is left or right, so we should go left 7 and then stay, don't go up or down at all, okay? So, and then we have -3, 2 should have been B. We should have had 3, 7, which was F. And we should have had C, which is 0, -7, where we stay on the y-axis and we go down 7. So we go like this, right down to there. Okay? All right, sounds good. Let's get into this lesson. So, class, can you tell me what the vertical axis is called? We had like the x and y-axis. What's the vertical axis called? Hopefully you said, yep, y-axis. Which means the horizontal axis is called the what? Yep, x-axis. Okay, and what are the coordinates of the origin? What's the coordinates of this point right here? Yep, should have been 0, 0. This is my nice little owl-looking... There's my little owl-looking... Yep, just had to do that there. It's my little owl-looking guy. I just think it looks like an owl. Just the, yeah, the 0, 0 kind of looks like that. But okay, how about we get into the quadrants after that very important message I just gave you about the owl. Quadrants. We have 4 quadrants here. What is the? Which one is 1? We top left, top right, bottom left, or bottom right? Hopefully you said top right. This is going to be quadrant 1. So are we going to go to the left, or are we going to go down to get to 2? We're actually going to go to the left. So this is quadrant 2. Then where's quadrant 3, left or right? It's going to be 3 in the left. And then we got quadrant 4, which is right here. It's IV. So it goes, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. But make sure when you're doing this, when I'm grading it and stuff, it's important that you know the Roman numerals, okay? So make sure you know how to use each of these, okay? Because that's kind of, if you just put like the actual numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, I wouldn't take off. I'd probably take off a half point, but mathematicians are kind of fussy about that. We're supposed to use the Roman numerals for the quadrants, okay? All right, moving on. New color here. I like to use all these colors. Oh, next page. So, what is an ordered pair? An ordered pair, it is a point. It is a what? Is a point in the coordinate plane. Was it xy or yx? Hopefully you said it is x comma y. Yep, it's x comma y. And it's important that you always start at the origin, which is 0, 0 when you're graphing points. So you start at the middle, and then you go left or right, and then you go up or down, okay? Does the x coordinate tell you to go left or right or up or down? All right, hopefully you said left or right. So yeah, the x coordinate is left or right. Okay, if the x is a negative number, so if we had like -2, 5, for example, is that -2 telling us to go to left or right? Yeah, it's telling us to go left 2. So if it's a negative, it's going to tell us to go to the left. If it's positive, it means it's going to tell us to go to the what? It's going to go to the right. What about something like this? We kind of talked about it in the warm-up. What if it was like 0, 4? Would we move left or right at all if it's x equals 0 or no? No, it's going to stay on the y-axis. So if x is 0, we're going to stay on the y-axis and not move at all. Okay? All right. The y coordinates tells you to move. Well, we went left or right for x coordinates. What's y coordinate going to be? Yeah, it's going to be up and down. If y is negative, are we going to move up or down, do you think? So if I had something like 3, negative 10. What's that negative 10 telling us to do? Yep, hopefully you said down. And that means if y is positive, we're going to move what? Up. And then what if what number would keep it on the x-axis here if y is 0? Yep. So for example, if you had 8, 0, you would move left or right 8. Do you think? Yep. You move right 8, then we go up or down at all, or no? We would not go up or down because y is 0. It means stay on the x-axis. Okay. All right. Why don't you guys go ahead and graph some of these? Give it a try. And pause the video. We'll go over and see if you guys are right when you're done. All right. Okay, so we have J was 3, 4. Tell me which direction, left or right, they're up or down. So 3, 4, we go which direction first? Yep, we go right 3, and then where? Up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go right 3, up 4 for J. What about 0, 2? Are we going to go left or right at all, or no? No, we're going to stay on the y-axis, or we're going to go up or down 2? Going to go down 2, so we get K. What about L? We have negative 4, negative 1. So what's negative 4 telling us to go? Left or right? Yep, left 4. What's negative 1 telling us to do? Yep, go down 1. So we got L right here. And then what about negative 8, 0 for M? Negative 8, is that left 8 or right 8? Yep, left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what's the 0 telling us to do? Do we go up or down at all, or no? We do not. We stay right on the x-axis, so it's going to be M is negative 8, 0. And hopefully your graphs looked like that when you did it. Alrighty. Now on the next page, we're doing the opposite direction. So what you're going to do for this is you are going to, they already graphed the points for you. You're going to like write the ordered pair for those points. So like if you think that D is like 5, negative 4, you would put 5, negative 4 right here. Okay, so why don't you guys go ahead and try to figure out what the coordinates are for these points. Okay, welcome back. All right, so we have A. So it looks like for A, we went which direction first, left or right? Yeah, we went left 4, and then where? Up 2. What's left 4, up 2 going to be? What's the coordinates? Left 4 would be negative 4 or positive 4? Yep, negative 4, and then what's up 2 going to be? Positive 2 or negative 2? Positive 2, good. Okay, what about B? So it looks like we go left 2, down 4. What's the coordinates at that point going to be? Left 2 is negative 2, and then down 4 is negative 4. All right, C, looks like we go left 3 and then stay on the x-axis. So left 3, is that negative 3 or positive 3? It's negative 3. And what's the, is it up or down at all, or no? It is not, so we're going to put 0 for that. Okay, so hopefully this is making sense, guys. So the first number, this number right here is left or right. Left is negative, positive is to the right. And then, yeah, and then the second number is up or down. If it's positive, you go up. If it's negative, you go down, okay? I know I'm not there to take questions right now, but hopefully this is making sense. All right, then we got D. Looks like we went right 2 and then down 3. So what is right 2, down 3 going to be for coordinates? 2, negative 3. Okay. All right, sounds good. Moving on to the next section. So I'll check my notes, make sure we're good. Okay, cool. Now it says using the same graph as above, which quadrant or axis, I guess, corresponds to points A, B, C, and D. So it's saying what quadrant. So if you remember, we had the quadrants were they went 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So why don't you guys go ahead and try to figure out what quadrants or axes. Like, if something's on the X or Y axis, you're literally going to put, like, X axis, okay? So why don't you guys go ahead and do that really quick. All right, so where is A? What quadrant is A in, do you think? Hopefully you guys said 2, because 2 is correct. What about B? B is -2, -4. It's down here. That's quadrant. Why? This looks like a V. This is a 3 over here, by the way. It looked like IV there for a second, but this should be quadrant 3, the lower left. What about C? C is right on which axis? X-axis or Y-axis? Yeah, it's going to be X-axis. And then we got D, which is which quadrant? IV or 4. So yeah, I don't know if you guys know how Roman numerals work, but this is 5, just a V. And if you put numbers before the 5, like if you put IV, that's like 5, and then you subtract 1 to get like, the number in front you subtract, and the number after you add. So 4, it says 5 minus 1. This would be 7, because it's 5 plus 2, because these two are added to the right. Okay, I don't know if that's kind of a brief aside for this, but that's why it's IV. It's because it's 5 minus 1. And then we did like, this is 10, and this would be 12, and then we had like, this would be 9, okay? Stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but just wanted to make sure you guys knew about that. This is not erasing very well. Erase. Jeez Louise. All right. Okay, last thing we're going to talk about today for the lesson, scatter plots. So a scatter plot, let me go to the cool colors here. Let's go right here. Yeah, there we go. All right, scatter plot is a set of data points used to analyze the relationship, the what? Relationship between two quantities. Okay, so it says the temperature was taken at a 2-hour interval. Draw the scatter plot for the data. Okay, so we have time and temperature. Is time going to go on the x-axis or the y-axis, do you think? Okay, are we measuring, what are we measuring? Are we measuring temperature or are we measuring time? We're measuring the temperature at certain times. The time is just telling us like it's like we're going to put time on the x-axis, okay? So time is going to go down here because the time influences what temperature it's going to be. The temperature doesn't influence what time it's going to be. Like if it's 80 degrees, it wouldn't mean it's 3 o'clock. You know what I mean? But if it's like 3 o'clock, it might be 80 degrees like in a warm summer day or something. You know what I mean? So what you're trying to measure is going to go on the y-axis, which is the temp. Okay? And the x-axis is what you're using to measure the temperature. Okay? Which we're trying to measure on the y. Okay, so we need to plot these. We need to figure out our scale and stuff. Well, looking at the times, we have every 2 hours here. So why don't we just... I guess we'll just put 2 o'clock right here. Okay. Why don't you guys take a break, take a second and try to graph this, how you think it would look, and then hopefully you're writing in pencil, because if it's a little goofy, then you can fix it. Give this a try first. I think you guys can do it. Give it a try. All right, here's how I drew my scale for this. I did every 2 boxes was another 2 hours. So we got 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You want to kind of think about, like, what the smallest and the, like, if we did every 3 boxes, then 4 would be right here. You have to want to think about like what your maximum like unit is, and you want to make sure there's still room, or that you use up just like basically all the room over there. Okay, and this is kind of not an ideal box setup here, but this will work fine. Okay, so we have that. So we have the time. Now temperature. What does it start? What's the lowest temperature you guys see here in the temperature things? Yeah, 10 o'clock you see it's 60 degrees. But right here starts at 0, right? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do this little, we're going to go like this. And this kind of means that like we're skipping all the numbers up until 60. So I'm going to put 60 right here. That little squiggle means like there's a lot of numbers that we skip by. Like if you just started at 0 down here, then all these numbers, all the points would be really close together way up here somewhere, because you just run out of room basically. So by using this little squiggle here, this is going to help us like start at 60 and make the graph a little bit easier to see. All right, then how many did you guys go up by, do you think, for your side of your scale? All right, I guess I'm not there to see what you guys answered, but I went up by 5 every 2 boxes. So I went 65, and then 70, and then 75. So we're just going to kind of graph these now. So 2 o'clock was 71 degrees. So we're going to go 71 degrees is about, so this would be 72.5, right? So 71 would be like right here. Okay. Let's erase this little line here. Okay, and then what about 4 o'clock was 74 degrees. That's going to be kind of way up here. And then we had 6 o'clock, which is 68. 68's like right here probably. Maybe even a little bit closer actually. Let me think about that. Because this is 67.5, so it'd be like 68's like right here probably. Okay, and then we got 63 degrees for 8 o'clock. That's going to be just above 62.5. And then we have 10 o'clock, which was 60 degrees right here. And if you guys want to show me when I get back what you did for a scale, if you have a better scale for that, I'd be happy to hear it. This is just what I did for this notes, but I'm always open to new ideas and stuff. So, and one more question: do you guys think it would make sense to connect these dots or no? So does temperature just jump like this? Goes from here to here to here to here. Like, does it jump like between 6 and 8 o'clock? Does it like it stays like what is that, 68 degrees, and then when it turns 8 o'clock, it jumps down like this, or does it kind of a continuous thing? Yeah, it's kind of a continuous thing. So for this, it would actually make sense to connect these because temperature doesn't like, it changes very gradually, so it would make sense to connect these. But let's not do that though, because it does say it's a scatter plot. But you want to think about when you're making graphs if it makes sense to connect it or not. And like temperature is a gradual thing where it would make sense to do that. But all right, so I will post the homework. It'll be on Classroom, and then the sub will have access to it too. And so do the homework, and then I think I should have a extra credit thing for you to work on if you finish the homework in class. And then be good for the sub, and I hope to hear some great things. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I'm going to say a few more words here because it always cuts me off at the end. All right, signing off. Here we go.